Alright guys, for today we got two reasonably priced microphones, both of the USB variety, so you don't need studio equipment or XLR connections to use them. They'll work with Macs and PCs. The two that I got in front of me right now are the Yeti USB and then the audio-technica AT2020 USB Plus. They're both pretty good microphones. They record 16-bit audio at 48 kilohertz, so they're pretty much equal on that front. They both have monitoring available without any delay, so you can plug in kind of headphones and hear what your voice sounds like before you actually start recording. And price range, they're pretty much in the same ballpark, and you can pick these up for right around the same price, around $130. Although the Yeti Blackout Edition was on sale on Amazon for around, I believe, $80. So, if you got a chance to pick it up at that time for that price, it was an awesome deal. Some of the pluses on the Yeti side is that the Yeti has 3 microphones, so it can record, omnidirectional. It can record stereo. It can recording obviously cardioid and bidirectional for things like interviews and stuff. The Ars Technica, on the other hand, is strictly a cardioid microphone, so it's used specifically for voiceovers and things like that. So as far as pluses and minuses go on both sides, the biggest plus that you'll see on the Yeti is going to be obviously that it can record multi-directional, and it gives you the option to record in different kind of audio patterns and such, which is a really good kind of deal if you do need that. The build quality on both is pretty spectacular. Both are made out of metal, aluminum. One plus for the Audio-Technica is that the knobs are of a better quality. The dials that you use to control audio volumes and monitor volumes far better on the Audio-Technica 2020 because they just don't feel cheap. If you look at the knobs on the Yeti, I'll even bring it up a little closer for you guys. The knobs, they move around side to side, and as you're turning them, you can actually hear them rubbing up against the side through your monitor headphones. But they still work. They just feel a little flimsy. The stand on the Yeti is for sure better. It's a really good stand. Really heavy. It puts some weight on your arm. The stand on the Audio-Technica, it is sturdy, solid. It is very light. So, that can be a plus or a minus depending on how you look at it. Everything does feel really good. It's not like plastic or anything. The legs, the feet on the legs are rubber, so when you move around, it doesn't make noise. Then desk space. The Yeti obviously takes up a ton of desk space compared to the Audio-Technica. You can see the size comparison. It's interesting that they have such a huge size difference while they record the same audio quality on the same range. They're both 16-bit at 48 kilohertz. But I'll also do an audio recording so we can kind of get a comparison and see what they both sound like. The other plus for the Audio-Technica is that in the box you get a little pouch to carry the cable and the microphone, and the Yeti does not come with that, obviously, because I think it's just a desktop microphone and you're not supposed to really take anywhere with you. But it would be kind of nice if you did want to put it away and set it aside. The other thing that I noticed with the Audio-Technica is the type of USB connection that it has. So this is a USB connection that is used on printers. I'm not sure if that's a B connection or what kind of a connection, but I don't remember the technical term for it. I'll put it up on the screen when I look it up. The Yeti, on the other hand, uses a mini USB connection. So that mini USB connection, still does the same job. It still transfers at USB 2 speeds. It's a little more flimsy if you ask me, and kind of more prone to getting unplugged if you move it around. But minor difference, not really a big deal. Plug that back in. The Yeti does have a cable, kind of like a cable guide that you can loop the USB cable through, and also your headphone cable. So that's nice to kind of get them out of the way. Another thing about the Yeti is that it also has a mute button. So you can mute and start the audio recording. So let's go for a quick recording with both, just so you guys can get a comparison of the audio and so you guys can hear what it sounds like.
Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary.
Alright guys, just some final thoughts on the microphones here. One thing that I did notice while recording on the Yeti was that it also has a gain control, which allows you to control how much audio the microphone is picking up, and you can dial it down and dial it up as you need to. But it's Audio-Technica. You don't have that ability. If you want to add gain, you're going to have to do that through the software on your computer.